was young, I would cook with my family sometimes. And initially, my dad would teach me various recipes, and I eventually started cooking more when I became a Boy Scout, and I would kind of volunteer to do that for my pack, my group of people. I was our usual voluntary cook. And actually, one time, I was doing a different sort of meetup where I was with a group of guys I'd never met before, and I again offered to cook for them. And so it kind of fell on me to prepare our week length of meals and get everything going. So I had a lot riding on my impression. That was like the first thing they knew about me. That was my responsibility for the group. And I ended up kind of burning myself while making some spaghetti out in the woods, trying to like strain it on a tree stump. But I got it together, I presented it, and they seemed to enjoy it. So I think that kind of gave me some confidence in cooking and feeling like I knew what I was doing a little bit if I could survive that. And as far as last vegan week, I feel like this week I need to be a lot more creative than I was then. That's the main thing I'm trying to kick off this week. And hopefully the scores will follow. Tonight I am making some ratatouille with a homemade tomato and roasted pepper sauce, along with some fondant potatoes and some orange tanghulu on the side. So I think what's going to set my dish apart from the rest we've seen this week is, I think, like how much work I put into shingling these vegetables and making every detail just the way I planned it for this. And I would expect to beat my previous score with this one. I would be disappointed if I didn't. Okay. We are live.
I'll go first.
Alright, hold on. First, I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room real quick. We all know what's on the line here. I want to win, but I would never go against my integrity as a judge. I'm going to grade completely fairly, and I will stand by every one of my ratings today.
That doesn't sound too good.
Just letting everybody know ahead of time. So I'll start. For taste, I gave the dish a 7 out of 10. Still pretty above average. My big complaint is I felt like the sauce was overpowering to the squash. I thought that sort of dominated the palate. Potatoes were great. I thought the Tom Hulu was pretty good. Edit that together so that I look like I know what I'm talking about.
Should I take a James Park?
This is going great. All right, Evan.
Okay, yeah, so I also gave it a 7 out of 10. You know, I felt it was good, and it was definitely up there with some of the other stuff that we've made, but I just like, I don't know, there's something with the tomato. I feel like the tomato was a little bit cut too large. I know it's really hard to cut a tomato super thin as you slice the others, but it just kind of like, that's kind of all I tasted. And so I tried to wash it in with all of the other tomato like juice, like the sauce. And it was good. I love the sauce. So I've never had ratatouille, so I don't know what it's supposed to taste like, but I thought it tasted all right. And then as for the Hong Tulu, I thought that was a great addition. The potato cylinders were amazing, except on the inside it was a little bit just tastes like potato. So it's 7 out of 10 for me.
Okay, I give it an 8 out of 10. My main reason being that it didn't taste like a genius rat had helped you cook this dish, and yeah, I was just expecting a little bit more. I really wanted to taste that, like the collaboration between you and the rats, as this is a dish for the rats. Yeah, other than that, I thought the potatoes were a little too salty. Yeah, but other than that, I really enjoyed it. But like I said before, my main reason was the rat thing. Cut that out.
All right, how are we feeling about presentation?
Presentation, I gave an 8 out of 10. Maybe too generous on a few ends. The potato cylinders were great. The shape and like presentation of the ratatouille was good. I didn't like the thin bits of running sauce around the edge of the plate, and then my only other thing is the oranges on the side were just kind of sitting there on the plate. Maybe just like stack them a little bit or orient them in some other way that looks like you put in effort, like you want to win today, Caleb.
Yeah, so I give it a 9 out of 10. As for the Hong Tulus, I mean, like, really, like, if you ever had Tong Hulu, you know that it's like, you're not supposed to do anything to it. Those are just oranges, and they're oranges. And they're on the side, and they are, in their own right, a main dish on itself.
I mean, let's say you got
So
this.
then, but as for presentation, that was great. I gave it a 9. It's, you know, not every day that you see an amateur vegan chef such as Caleb be able to deliver a meal with such precision on the plate using the limited amount of tools he had. Like, he was able to arrange the ratatouille, not obviously in the best way possible, but, you know, with everything pitted up against him, I think he did a great job.
Hey, I feel like some of us are a little bit too harsh in this room. Nitpicky. I mean, I guess it's a competition.
8 out of 10 is nitpicky?
Just what you were saying. I don't know. I gave you a 9 out of 10, Caleb. My only qualm was that the sauce, the water was running. But other than that,
So the same point that I made. Go.
But then you talked about the freaking oranges, which like
The thong Hulus.
what Evan said.
You gave me a 4 out of 10 yesterday.
I know. I think that was unwarranted as well. I felt like there was a lot of passion from that side of the table when giving their score. Yeah.
Well, this is passion. This is Vegan Week. This is Hungry Man. You
I
too.
guess I'm just too easily pleased. 9 out of 10 for you, Caleb. I enjoyed the presentation other than that little thing.
I'll get it started for creativity. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Presenting, I don't think this is the first time we've had sort of like a dessert type dish to complement a meal, so I like that. That was ballsy. Making his own sauce instead of just grabbing something that's in a can. Like it. Overall, pretty high marks across the board.
Yeah, so 8 out of 10 for me as well. And the key point here was I thought it was a dish that, you know, I thought would have just taken too much to prepare. I thought, like ratatouille never crossed my mind when thinking about stuff that Jade and I could make for Vegan Week. And I'm just flabbergasted that it crossed Caleb's mind here. But the only takeaway, the only points I'm really taking off for these 2 extra points, why it's not perfect pinnacle 10 is because it's been done before.
Justin's about to knock on the door.
And it's been done before by a rat. And if the point of Vegan Week is to show our highest scale food in a vegan fashion, I don't think that a rat's food warrants a 10 out of 10 for creativity. So otherwise, everything else about the dish, amazing. 8 out of 10 for creativity.
Okay, I don't know who I'm judging with, Caleb, but I give you a 10 out of 10 because that was pretty creative. I was pretty impressed. I don't remember what we put yesterday, but I'm pretty sure you guys gave him higher for creativity for sushi, which is equally as creative as what, if not more creative than what Caleb did tonight.
I've never seen a rat make sushi.
That is true. There's not an animated movie about it. But, like, that takes time and effort. Cutting those veggies that thinly sliced, I know I couldn't do it. Trevor kept complaining last week about the way I cut up chives, even when I tried to cut them small, so... I'm sorry, Caleb. This is an apology to you. You deserved better, and 10 out of 10 is what I gave you because it was creative.
All right, Caleb, how do you think you did today?
I think I did pretty well today. I think at the end, it could have been a bit better, particularly with the presentation. I could have cleaned that up a bit, but,
Yeah, no, that was definitely the points that were knocked off the most for you. Do you think if you cleaned up that presentation, you would have had a shot at the title?
I think it still needed a bit, but it would have been closer for sure.
Do you think that, well now, so all of us over here know that Trevor is not one for peppers. Do you think that your roasted red pepper sauce had anything to do with the low scores you received in the taste category from Trevor tonight?
I don't think so, actually. I've spent a lot of time tasting that sauce and letting it cook more, and by the end, I could barely tell there were peppers in it. I'm not sure if you could, though.
Yes. Well, so it seems like you didn't bring home the title this week. Do you have anything to say to your fans about next week?
We're going to keep trying. Next time, I'm going to take it up a whole nother level than I did this week.
Do you have any plans on what you're going to make next time?
I think at this point, all my plans have to be scratched, and we're coming back up from the base.
Awesome. All right, Caleb, it has been a pleasure eating your food. I cannot wait for the next vegan week.
I agree. Well, stay hungry, everybody.